Guys, what's going on? We have Mitch Mathews
Let's go.
in the house today.
Let's go. I'm stoked.
Dude, so amped to have you here. Guys, to give you perspective and background on Mitch, where do I begin? So, football player,
Yep.
BYU, legend at BYU.
Thank you, homie.
Like Hall of Fame, bro.
Thank you, bro. I hope, actually, that'd be rad.
And then, legend in sales.
Thank you, brother.
Came out the gate swinging.
Swinging.
I'm not used to people outperforming me the rookie year. You destroyed me.
We got a lot of whys, man.
I love that. And then from sales to entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
You now just started FlowHaus, sauna, cold plunge experience that my team and I use. We love.
Yeah.
We fully endorse.
The best.
It is amazing.
It is the best.
It is the best.
It's absolutely insane.
Yes. And talking about vibes, we got Mr. Vibe Central
It's insane.
from like such a go-getter. Like you are like the Mr. Vibe.
I need to chill out. I need to chill the most. You know what I mean?
And hey, random question: you don't smoke weed, do you?
I do a lot of edibles.
Okay, cool. Okay,
it's so good for me.
I love it, bro. That's healthy. Yeah. I love that.
And I believe it's God approved on this one. I think it's good for it's so good for my mentals.
Yeah,
sleep, my clarity, creativity. It's good.
I love that, bro.
Yeah.
Well, Mitch is an absolute powerhouse, and stoked to have you here. Breakdown. I just want to hear your stories. We have no agenda for how we want to run this. Just want to hear your story of like what you've gone through, what you've learned. But if I can start, dude, from football, like what from football to sales, what was it that you learned that helped you dominate? Guys, to put in perspective, he did 1,000 accounts in pest control his rookie year, which is not only the top 1%, like less than 1%, but he did that as a first year. It's unheard of.
Yeah, man.
Like most guys that set records a rookie year doing like 400, 500, Yeah.
And
then Mitch just comes in and shits on
it. That's a good way to put it. I like that. You want me to touch on that?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's especially for, I think, your audience, I think it's a great place to start. And I think a lot of people are blown away by, okay, you came in your first year and you did 1,000 accounts. No rookie had ever done 1,000 accounts before, which
never.
At the time, Brigham Lindsay from Aptive done 1,000 accounts. And I asked the people of Aptive, how long did it take him? And it was 5.5 months that it took him. And I said, okay, I'm coming in as a first year guy. I want to be the first rookie to ever sell 1,000, but also the fastest to ever do it. And I did it in 4 months, 3 weeks, and 6 days exactly.
Unreal, bro.
And, but I think a lot of people are like blown away at that. Like, how is that possible? How did he do that? But I think if you realize what had just happened in my life and where I just came from, I think it becomes a little bit less crazy actually. So I had recently just stopped playing football in the NFL. And so for the previous 2 years, I was competing against the best athletes, in my opinion, in the entire world.
Yeah.
Where every single day you can go to your locker and it could be empty and you can be cut. Like that's the cutthroatness of it, right?
Savage,
and so having to perform no matter how you feel, day in and day out. And it's not just about showing up. It's I have to go show up with the stress, but also perform with the absolute best athletes in the world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like every single day in practice, I'm up against Joe Hayden, our Pro Bowl corner when I'm on the Cleveland Browns. And that's every single day. And past that, when I was on the Kansas City Chiefs, the first week I was in Kansas City right out of college, my mom got diagnosed with terminal cancer. And she was my confidence engine, she was my everything, man. And when I was on the Minnesota Vikings, about a year later, she passed away. So there was a 2-week window where my mom passes away. We had her funeral on Wednesday. I got married on Saturday. I had training camp with the Minnesota Vikings 3 days later. And so like that, you want to talk about training ground for mindset?
Yeah.
Like that was it.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And so like, going back to sales, like people ask, how'd you do it? How'd you do it? How'd you do it?
Yeah.
I feel like in that moment, like I was unwavering in mental strength. I had just gone through a serious training ground for,
absolutely,
mental strength. And by the way, the Minnesota Vikings cut me not too long after that, and I'm on a new team now, new playbook, new people to compete against, new team. 2017, I go out to do this record-breaking year. And by the way, I feel like the training ground, not only in terms of mental strength, the training ground for supreme confidence was also there as well.
Which is critical.
What are the records? Who's the best ever?
Like,
I'm going to go do it.
This, yeah.
I feel like I had the mantle to go say that, even though I'd never done sales in my life.
You did.
Because I'd gone through so much hell, but I'd also performed at the best too.
Yeah.
And so I had this unique balance of mental strength when I needed it, but also this frankly, this ton of cockiness. Yeah. I said, I can go do whatever I set my mind to, and I'm going to beat everybody. And so I bit off probably more than I could chew, but it forced me to train a lot to get ready for this first year. I founded Anthem as well. And so a deep why to go perform for the healthiness of Anthem in the future.
Yeah, because you knew you were going to lead from the front. Dude, it's funny that you talk about how, the struggle of what you had gone through, like all that stuff is what built the confidence and, the skill set, I guess you'd say. Because I see so much of the industry pushing on sales training, which is fine. It's good. It works. Yeah. But from my personal success, like yours, but you're just completely different. I'm not trying to compare, but I've had a lot of success in solar, and you were just asking like, how's Utah? Like, how are you guys doing? And how's the market? And I was telling you, it's not a great market. Right. Yeah. But I've done well out here because of similar things to you. Yeah. Just different. It's different, but it's similar in the sense of
you've gone through a lot of shit too.
Yeah. A lot of shit. And so when I'm out there on days where I was making 20, 30,000 a day, I'm like, dude, there's no, I'm not celebrating. It's just like, this is guys don't know what hard is. Yeah. I'm like, you think that's hard? I'm like, bro, I know what hard is.
Yeah. There's a different hard that I don't want to introduce you to that I had to go through. And I hope no one has to go through, Yeah. And, there's no silver lining to some of the shit that I went through, but there's I guess I have to deal with this now. And I have two options. Mm-hmm. I can use this wild story and these wild plural stories of trial, and I can tell everyone how hard my life is, and I can use this excuse card. And by the way, everyone's going to let me play that card down too. They're going to say, dude, you should take a rest. You should do this. Man, I can't imagine what happened to you. And I can be like, yeah, I know. And get all these pats on the back.
Freaking reason, bro.
Or you can use that, the trials as the exact reason why you're able to go do stuff that's unheard of.
I don't think it's a coincidence. It breaks my heart for you, bro, about your mom. And I can only imagine.
Yeah, bro.
But I have no doubt, the timing that stuff happens like that, there's always a bigger plan. There's always a bigger plan. And seeing the man you've become, Mitch, and how you've empowered people, I would beg to say that, you would not have done what you've done had you not gone through some of those losses.
No question. Yeah, no question.
And I think when when people can grasp the selfless perspective of, okay, like, you got all the reason to mope and complain. Yeah. But then you go into like, okay, how can I impact? Because there's other people suffering too. And that's what it was for me. Like going so low, for me, it was being divorced, 3 kids, single dad, defamation, all the things, lots of losses in business.
It's a lot, bro.
Home. Yeah. That's just touching the surface. And then I went through another wave again last year, not divorce, but breakup. And, it's those moments that, you can choose to let it define you, or you can choose to let it refine you. And, it's the narrative of, is this happening to me, or this is happening for me?
It's a hard decision too.
It is.
It's a freaking hard decision, man.
I've learned that successful people see their adversity as the origin, the beginning. It's not the end. This is the story that one day they're going to tell. Yeah. You ever have that?
I don't remember a moment where I sat down after all these trials, and I'm like, you know what? Okay, I have the excuse card, or I don't remember there a moment of this. Yeah. I just felt this sense of duty come over me. As I have chills right now, I just felt this sense of duty come over me. That's like, I can either use this story, as the story of trial to triumph, or I can use this story as like this petty excuse card like all the time. And people will be like, man, you do deserve a pass for all this stuff. But eventually that wears out. You know what I mean? And so I just feel like I decided over time that I wanted to use this story for good in the future.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But also, look, when my mom passed away, like I was still playing football at the highest level. And so I had to go perform. No NFL coach or general manager cares like that happened to you. I mean,
that's insane.
A month after, I believe it was a month after, maybe a month and a half after my mom passed away, the team, the Minnesota Vikings, where every single coach, GM called me and gave me, their condolences about my mom. It's the same team that cut me. You know what I'm saying? Like they do care, but it's a business too.
Yeah.
And so, especially in the NFL, like it is 100% on you. Like the fans aren't going to push the GM to keep you.
Yeah.
My dad's not going to call the GM and say, you got to keep my son. Like it's 100% on me to go perform. And so
what's going on.
I had the training ground that sort of forced me, even when I did not feel good. I had the training ground to go force me to still have to perform and be great, even when oh my gosh, it did not feel like it. And even in sales, dude, this is as true as this gets, bro. I'm not even joking you. My dad, I didn't want him to be out here alone in Utah, without my mom. And so I hired him to come be my technician for my 1,000 accounts. So he was my tech, literally spraying the homes I'm selling. Because I wanted him close to me. I know how hard of a time it was for him.
Oh, yeah.
So I wanted to see him all the time so I could lift him up and him lift me up. I can't even tell you how many times, probably weekly. I'm not joking, probably weekly. I'm on the phone with him. He's crying. He's saying he can't do it anymore. I'm on the phone with him saying, I can't do this anymore either. This sucks. This is so hard. Not the job sucked.
Yeah, no, I know.
But just like this. Yeah. This sucked. Yeah. And I'm going to the doors, like tears in my eye, like wiping tears off. And customers are like, you doing okay, big guy? I'm like, oh, yeah, it's just the allergies. And I lock him down right there. You know what I mean? Like, because I had the training ground to perform when I just didn't feel like it. You know what I'm saying? So, I guess this is what I'm learning right now as I'm saying this, but like, it's really important for people to be in situations where they sort of have to perform even when they don't feel like it.
Yeah.
If you're a solopreneur, a solo sales rep, a solo dad, and you don't have community, meaning you don't have a dad community, you don't have a company community where the sales culture is strong, like being by yourself, dude, it's so easy to quit.
It is.
No, I don't care how mentally tough you are. Like I've gone through a lot of stuff. Dude, there's times where I would quit right now if I was just by myself.
Yeah.
Having the community, having a leader that respects you, having a team that's all out doing it where you feel like, man, I got to show up for my team in my community, even when I'm going through that shit. It's so important, man.
It is. It is. What helps, I believe, build community is vulnerability of just opening and say, hey, like my life isn't perfect. That's what I've seen with building what we have with Sparta is, a lot of leadership tends to put off this facade that everything is all dandy. You feel almost,
oh my gosh, yeah.
You almost feel obligated as a leader sometimes. I used to.
Especially in this industry, man.
Especially in this industry.
Because you're like, well, this recruits meeting with 6 other companies, so I got to feel like I'm perfect too.
Yeah, but the truth is, I've seen how we've won more by being vulnerable, by owning like it ain't perfect. People come in here and ask, how's the market? I say, it's shit. And I've done this with selling. I've done this with recruiting. It's the same game of like, you don't have to put up a facade.
Yeah.
Just help people get what they want. Be real, be you.
Yeah.
It connects with people. But this principle of like, just, hey, we're all going through something. We're all suffering through something. And it's a beautiful thing if we can come together and build each other up. Right. Mm-hmm. Some people are going to mope and cry and complain. And if we can show up and be there for them, but try to create an environment where like, hey dude, we're all hurting. But let's build something together. That's a unique, brother. You did that with your dad. That's so special, dude. Yeah. That's so special that, his son does that with his dad.
Yeah, man. He didn't love it as much as, I needed it to do it for, he's spraying bugs, so I don't think he loved it, but that bond though, like him and I, man, we're tight, man. So when you do hard things with people, it creates a bond, man.
It does.
Straight up bond. I think the era though, especially in this door-to-door industry, like the macho, everything's perfect. Like, I don't know. I feel like that was a lot of the 2010 to 2017. Yeah. I feel like leaders now are having to upgrade their leadership.
Yeah,
truly. In a lot of industries, and I can explain more of that, but like if you're the leader that acts perfect acts like permanently alpha male, acts like everything's, all good and dandy, and my company's perfect all the time. Like, people are going to sniff that out. I think the Gen Z, I think that's the group after the millennials. I think Gen Z, like, I think they're just sniffing that out. They want community, man. They want raw leadership. They don't want people forcing them, to do things. They want like attractive leadership and not demanding leadership.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I try to instill this in our culture as much. Like, I give two shits what you guys do. I mean, I care. I care for you guys, but in the sense of, I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'll say, here's what I've done. Here's what I did. And here's how I'm imperfect. And here's what I'm striving to do. Yeah. Who's in it to build with me, Yeah. And I feel like we need more of that. And, I have just selfishly tried to, with Sparta, we just try to create it's like a mini mastermind of like who I want to help build me up, Like, hey, I want to come sell for you and like I make tons of money. I'm a top closer. I'm like, I don't care, bro. I literally don't care. Yeah. It's like, I want, like, our whole company, we've rebranded as a self-development organization.
It's amazing, bro.
And I know a lot of pest control, solar companies, they all do self-development. I know, but it's like a side thing, like that's our main thing. Yeah. And
that's cool.
It's fun. Really cool. It's just an extension of me, because it allows me to be more real. It helps hold me more accountable to what I'm doing. And that's what I think we need more leadership of in sales and in everything is, leaders that have led from the front that are doing, they practice what they preach. Yeah. Like I told you the big vision for what we're building, and it's basically like where I want to go. I told you that vision compared to other people who are doing that consulting type. Yeah. Like, the difference is hypocrisy, basically. Yeah. I want to be the guy that's done it. I don't want to ever tell somebody to do something that I haven't done myself. Yeah. But also to be that leader, you've got to own your shit. Yeah. But where I think salespeople, I think leaders, they fear that the vulnerability is going to like push people away. And Mitch, I've seen it pulls people in. It attracts people. And the people that it detracts, you're detracting the wrong guys. Yeah.
Look, something I'm learning as you're talking is like the vulnerability that you're mentioning, that, hey, we're all in this together mentality. Yeah. I mean, it also allows you to attract leaders that are going to build you up and allow you to be the best leader you can be. Yes. If you're recruiting, like if your style of recruiting is, I'm going to go get the best, that cocky guy, and then you pat yourself on the back like, oh, I got this best closer. Yeah. Yeah, but what if that closer doesn't respect you? Yeah. He treats you like garbage. Yeah. And it makes you insecure as a leader because he never shows up to meetings. And now you have this company of like, I got a bunch of like studs on paper, but we don't all really like each other. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. There isn't like that cohesion that we need. Yes. And that's something that, the NFL draft just happened. It's like you see a lot of players that are insanely talented fall down in the draft because like head coaches are like, well, that guy's got an attitude. That guy's got this persona outside of football. He's uncoachable. I talked to his head coach and no question.
They take into account.
Oh my gosh. They take all that into account. And so now in this industry, it's become sales rep is in charge. And then the leader is like hoping and praying that they can get the sales rep who's in charge because he has 7 other options. Yeah. That's like college football, right? Where there's 7 options. College coach has to hope they choose him. NFL, like we're doing the picking. Yeah. And
interesting.
That right there, though, it's easier said than done to go from college leader where
you're choosing
the guys you are recruiting, they have a bunch of other options, just like in this industry.
You're trying to convince them.
Exactly. Yeah. But I think the teams that do it the right way, you look at the Alabamas, the Oregons, you go look at everything they offer, and they actually regain the mantle and say, look, you can go somewhere else, or you can come to the University of Oregon.
Shut up.
You know what I'm saying? You can go to the University of Alabama.
This is so cool.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm just geeking out over here because it's the exact same principle of success.
Yeah, it's attracting versus trying to force someone to come work with you. But that's easier said than done. Now, the NFL teams are like, well, we are actually completely in charge. You all want to be working for us. You're all begging to get a job.
Like, bitch, you don't run the show.
Exactly. So they're actually doing a draft. But like certain companies have that. Let's be honest. Like there's certain companies here in Utah where like when and I'm guessing like when Jeremy Andrus for Traeger, he's the CEO and he's on the board at FlowHaus. when he calls, you're probably going to pick up the phone and be like, yes, sir, how you doing?
Yeah, exactly.
And probably be willing to quit your job to come work for him. There's certain leaders, maybe it's the Sunruns of the world, maybe it's the Vivins, I don't know.
Yeah.
But there's a point that companies can get to, and I think a lot of guys talk about Todd Peterson like this, where it's like when he had that leadership style where it's you're dying to work for him. You know what I'm saying? Now there's a startup phase, there's an early days phase where you are just hoping anyone comes and works for you. But if that's what you're trying to be forever, is the please come work with me guy,
you're never going to get there big.
You know what I'm saying? There's a level of how good is my platform to where people are actually dying to come work for my company. I was just talking about this when I was speaking at SolarCon, this principle of attracting, but also repelling. Yeah. You've got to do both. And I attract based on principles and I repel based on principles, same set of principles. So it's like, if somebody asks you to, about a certain decision, you can make decisions in split instance. Guys like Jesse Itzler, they have principles that they make decisions by. So the decisions are very quick and easy, right? Yeah.
So you don't have to really think about it. And it's the same thing. Like what's helped me is, most of the industry is just hiring based on, oh dude, you're good. Like they're trying to convince you to come work for there. A guy comes in and talks to me and I'm doing the opposite. I'm not trying to play reverse psychology. Like, here's why you're probably not a fit. It does work, but I'm not trying to do that. I'm genuinely trying to find a good match.
Yeah. And
what I've learned from high level entrepreneurs, guys doing over 100 million, is that culture is very important. You've got to find the competence, but then you want to find a cultural match.
Yeah.
It's like the way business is personal, it's spiritual, and it's like an extension of your chosen family, way I see it, Mitch.
Yeah.
And so who do you want around you, you know? And so it's not just the skill. It's not just how much money can you make me?
Yeah.
Because I've seen how, dude, in solar especially, this is probably worse than any other industry, I think, in sales. The entitlement with closers, I was talking to Sam Tagger about this, it's off the charts.
Oh, I can imagine.
It's feed me. Why is my calendar not full? It's like, hey,
oh
bro,
my gosh, yeah.
I was just at this company. Can I come? Like, these guys are offering me this. And I'm like, I don't care, bro.
Yeah.
I'm good. And because I know what I'm looking for based on principles. Some of these for us are like conviction, and then process, not prize, attract, don't chase, one of our core values, report out, communication and accountability.
Yeah.
And then transparency, and then all in. So we have these preset decisions. If some guy's like, hey, can I part-time this? I'm like, no, it's a no. And
interesting.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
So your take, it's for you, with that being said, it's the long-term play. However, I don't actually think it takes longer. And let me give you a story of where I think I failed, going back to the early days of Anthem. So I start this business, and I knew nothing about sales leadership in this world. And so my business partner was like, yeah, just go recruit guys. And so that's all we're doing is just go bring bodies. So I'm telling anyone and anybody, everyone and anybody, excuse me, like, come sell for me. Here's why. Like, we'll just pay this amount, come sell. And we got, 20 guys to come out our first year. But we're doing this based on like, just who can we just grab, instead of being willing to say, before we even talk to a sales rep, what are our core values?
Yeah.
And can we ruthlessly stick to those?
Yes.
And besides just core values, that's like someone's character and nature.
Yes.
What about a literal brand? Like, what about starting early that says, you know what? We only go recruit the former athlete, or we only go recruit the person in real estate who wants to come knock doors.
Dude,
so for there, it's like we have an actual brand. Yep. And so eventually after 3 years, if we're just saying, no, we only do the guys that are former athletes, it's not rude. It's just, that's what I know. I know how to speak to that former athlete.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I have these core values of our rules and, who we are, but I also have an avatar of what our people look like.
Yes.
And I say, okay, our first year, we might've only had 3 guys then. Well, that's fine though. Those 3 guys say, man, I fit here because it is exactly my brand. Former athlete turned to sales. And by the way, I'm just making this up.
This is good. I love it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it might've been 3 the first year, but that would have made 3 raving fans. Yeah, the next year, it's when I talk to someone, it's like, look, you can go sell with the Vivint, Sunruns, Aptives, whoever, but I know how to lead former athletes in this world. Mm-hmm. And so now that former athlete's like, you know what, like, man, going to sell for this other bigger company would be a better option for a lot of reasons. But like, I found my tribe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And then you're escaping the commoditization race in business.
Yeah.
Like, oh, hey, what's my pay here? It's like, it's like, bro, these are my guys.
Exactly. These are my guys, but it also allows you to lead your way. Like I was a leader of the team. Me and Taysom Hill were the offensive leaders on the team at BYU. I know how to speak to athletes. There's a different tempo. There's a different sort of like gusto, and like the way you talk is just like, it's so soul filled. Like, the pregame speech way.
Yeah.
You try to give that same, like Mitch tried to lead his first 3 years at Anthem. Mitch tried to lead like he was still playing football. And a lot of guys just like, whoa, that's way too much for me.
Yeah.
But I'm like, wait, now I have to change who I am for these 20 sales reps our first year. I'm like, I don't even know how to lead anymore.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? And so my challenge to anybody, leading in any industry, any business is just be ruthless with who you want to lead in your brand. And from there, you might think that it's like shrinking the market because I can only recruit former athletes. Trust me, it's not.
Yeah. This transcends what we're talking about. This applies to every level of business. As I've been studying marketing and, like what connects with people to build an audience.
Speak directly to somebody.
Yeah. The more specific, there's riches in the niches, right? And in today's world, there's so many people, like over 8 billion. And there's more people in a specific niche than you believe.
Yeah.
And that connectedness, like I said, your business is an extension of you. And a lot of people need to spend the time, I believe, Mitch, to go back, take a step back. Like, let's just say it's a sales rep, right? And they're wanting to build, like, I want to build a team, I want to build an office, or I want to go start a company. You need to understand who you are. Like for me, my journey, bro, overcoming pornography is part of my story. It's part of what attracts now for me. And I lean into it. I don't run from it. And so it allows me to attract a unique niche of people that are broken. I get a lot of people that, have broken stories that come into my company.
It's amazing, bro.
And I love it. I'm like,
because you can speak to them freaking deeply, bro.
And I can change their life. And that's what it's about. And then it fills my cup. And then there's this unique accountability and vulnerability, like a brotherhood. And if some company tries to poach my guys, bro, I can post their names on Instagram. I'm not worried. Yeah. I know I can't. I'm not going to be the Andy that say I'll pay you, $1 million if you take one of my guys. I'm not going to do that. But I have. It's unique when you pour into people that way. But you can't just do it to anybody. You have to know who you are to know who you can attract. Mm-hmm. That's a good fit.
There's also people like that you flat out can't speak to that I can. Correct. There's people that I flat out can't speak to that you can. Like when I speak to them, they're like, man, that guy's way too much. Or that guy's like, that guy's just not my style.
That's so true.
So I'm thinking like, no, but come work for Anthem. Look at my resume, like whatever, and it's like, but they don't vibe with it, and that's okay. And I think that, people think that, man, if I niche down, I'm going to shrink the market. Like, for example, let's say someone who's, their main goal is to buy doors in real estate. And they started a solar company or pest company, or they left, a Vivint or a Sunrun. They want to start their own thing. Uh-huh. And their niche was, I only recruit guys in real estate. That's it.
Yeah.
The word is going to spread that there's a company out there that only recruits guys in real estate. So the guys in real estate in this industry, which is a ton, is like, man, I wonder what those guys are up to. They buy real estate together. All the speakers they have come in are real estate speakers. All the trainings are, using doors to buying doors. And by the way, I'm just making this up.
Yeah.
But if you're that radically niched down, so we literally only allow. So when you come in, you're a part of a team where every single person in that room does real estate. Dude, someone needs to take that idea, by the way.
That's good. Yeah.
Straight up.
Chandler Smith at Aptiv did that pretty damn well, actually.
Yeah. Well, there you go. There you go. And I don't know him. But like huge. That's sort of the brand that kind of came from that. But imagine someone saying like, that's literally all we'll recruit. That's all it is. Now you've actually created a club or a tribe where it's like, hey, there's actually requirements to get in here. Yeah. You got to show that you have real estate or else you can't be in this club. Now you might think you've niched down so much, but like you said, the population alone, if niched down, I mean, what if in that specific real estate only niche, you could only recruit 500 guys and you did. That's a massive, you could create $100 million company from that.
Oh yeah.
Does that make sense? So trust me, that's not niching down.
Yeah.
What you're doing is you're creating a crap ton of raving fans who die for the biz. And then when all your reps go out recruiting, they're looking for one thing. Yes. Oh, you're in real estate? We're the only real estate only sales force there is. Like by the way, there's a former athlete's niche. There's whatever other niche.
Yes.
The brands that are doing that speak directly to people. And now when you're recruiting, it's like, we're the only ones that have such a hyper focus.
Yes.
That is the club I think people are looking for.
They are. Yes.
And that's, by the way, if you're running ads on Instagram, that everyone's welcome.
Yeah.
You're being nice. Like everyone is welcome to come, come to FlowHaus, but we have like an avatar customer. This is exactly who we're speaking to. And we're okay with that.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. 100%.
We're okay with losing sales reps to a different company. In return, though, the ones that could have gone to their company are actually coming to ours because we have such a strong niche. Does that make sense?
Yeah. What I've learned is if you try to appeal to everyone, you attract no one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, I think people are afraid to niche down, but it's like, dude, it's the biggest thing. Like you've seen Grit. I know they won't talk about it, but they have a type
right.
that they try to recruit. And
when you walk in the building and everyone looks like your type, you're like, oh, wait a minute, this is my tribe.
Yeah.
No joke. Yeah,
exactly.
It's great.
From
it's
the
way it should be.
apparel to the swag. I mean, everything. And so they'll literally, like, they won't say it, but I don't want to get anyone in trouble or anything, but they won't even entertain people unless they like actually fit a mold. And I've known a lot of successful companies that do that.
It's smart. It is smart.
It's brilliant.
You're not thinking small by niching down.
No, and it's doing something that's actually good. This is not me shaming. This is a beautiful thing about business, is creating community with people where they feel like they connect. We all need connection. Connection is the opposite of addiction. Connection is what helped you thrive. In a struggling time, you did amazing things, Mitch, and you're able to lead and empower and inspire other people to do that as well because of that. And so I think it's an amazing thing that we get to do. And I would hope the audience would take note here. There's a lot of gold nuggets from Mitch on
you too, brother.
Thanks, dude. And niching down, like getting specific, and don't let the tail wag the dog. Don't like, oh, what's going to be a good niche? It's like I said, it's who are you?
Yeah.
What is it you want? Why do you want that? And then keep asking why.
What does your team look like? What would fire you up to go to work every day? If your team looked like this, make that team.
And dude, for me, I've seen it like, what's the shit I've gone through? Because in the right perspective, the shit is the fertilizer for everything that's grown in my life now. Yeah. And it's like, okay, God just wanted me to see the perspective differently, because our problems, our setbacks, the way I see it, is their setups for opportunities if we allow them to, because they bring connectedness. They bring a story where people resonate. Nobody wants to see the guy on stage just talking about how his life's perfect, how he's got it made. They want to hear the struggle. Yeah. Because everyone's got one. Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, it's not just like, oh, we won. It's victory. It's all easy. There's story. There's adversity. There's a comeback. Mm-hmm. That's what people want. And so I think part of what helps people, I think great leaders tell their story and attract, is tapping into their story, and leaning into that and finding people that fit with that. And so like in this case for me, the overcoming pornography was part of self-development. Yeah. I was chasing the dollar bill, chasing the money, chase success. Whereas I needed to like work on me. And as I worked on me, my business blew up. And I didn't care, Mitch. Yeah. How ironic. And I'm like, this is a mantra. This is the same lesson Jim Rohn taught Tony Robbins and everyone else. Work hard on yourself and do on your job. And so now I have a theme that I preach because it's attached to my story. Yeah. And so everyone doesn't need to have the same theme. But if you can, I think people try to run from their pain because they try to flex how good their life is. Yeah, yeah. The nice car, all that.
Yeah, it ain't perfect, boy. It ain't perfect.
Yeah, it ain't perfect. Yeah. Lean into it, dude.
Tell me this, in your opinion, like someone listening to this right now wants to create this avatar. Yeah. And like, okay, I'm going to do it. All right, I want to look for a hardworking guy, and I want to look for someone who's optimistic, and I want to look for, it's like, yeah, but anyone can be that. Yeah. There's a difference between like characteristics of someone that you're looking for and like, no, I want a completely different type and avatar of person, what they dress like, what are their hobbies, like who are they outside of just like core values a lot of times which are fine. Yeah. Hard work, optimistic, honest. It's like, yeah, but someone who is into Yu-Gi-Oh and is not from the same place you're from and dresses completely different can have those characteristics. Yeah, but what about like a completely different tribe of people? Tell me the difference there, because anyone can throw up like, I got my core values. I'm gonna go recruit based on my core values. And when I say recruit, I mean hire. Like at FlowHaus, I want to hire based on an avatar person that I'm looking for, right? But if it's just hard work, optimistic, like whatever. Like that could be anybody.
It can.
How do you create your literal type where people go, oh, you're that type? You should go sell with Nick's company.
Yes. Well, part of what I'm saying is it should be an extension of you.
Mm-hmm.
Because authenticity is the highest form of vibration and attraction. People are craving in today's world because there's so many fake people out there. And the more AI that goes, I think we're going to crave authenticity, vulnerability even more.
Yeah, exactly.
And the people that can just own up to it and like not be perfect will actually attract more people.
Yeah. Do you feel like you have that though? Like, do you feel like you're like, oh, I got my type, or is that like work in progress?
It's a work in progress.
Mine too. Like
I'm thinking it through right now, and I'm like, I could probably get more specific, Mitch. And because like it's pretty broad. It's like it's self-development. But there are certain things that I do look for to weed out, like entitlement, ego is an absolute hell no for me, right? And I know what to look for on that. And people who are transactional folks, like bro, I'm on it for the money. Like I can dig in it, and if there's resistance, I know it's not a fit.
Yeah.
And I'll still resonate.
So you have your non-starters too.
Yeah. And so I've got a weed out process too. If I open up and share my story and I go raw with a guy and he's not willing to open up or like go raw and see he's still transactional, I'm like, it's not going to be a fit.
Sure. Yeah.
So I heard from a mentor, it's not necessarily what you need to start doing that is important. It's what you need to stop doing. I think in this case, it's not just who you need to attract. It's you also need to be very aware who not to attract. And I think I've gotten really good at what not to attract and certain things in cues. And I've learned from lots of experiences, not because I'm smart, just I failed enough. I'm like, okay, I see a pattern here, of failure. And so I'm like, okay, we're not going for this, So for example, the part-timers, the toe dippers, I'm like, it's okay. It's okay. I'm turning down short-term revenue for long-term gain. Absolutely.
Sure.
Like I could easily I could have hired another 15 people that would have done part-time with me, but the amount of results for how much time and headache and bandwidth and babysitting and all that, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
Right. And so I'd rather tell them no. And, people who, so I think detracting certain types of personalities, understanding your story. And so for me, I attract, people that want to be vulnerable and have broken parts of them, whether they're overcoming a drug addiction, smoking, alcohol, pornography, anything, like people who
hit rock bottom before.
Hit rock bottom. Yeah. Yeah. Like I'm a good leader for those people. People who are stuck or just not wanting to, like they don't want to do, but they want to change.
Yeah.
So humble, coachable people, I do very well with those types, right?
That's amazing.
So I know it's not super, super specific.
But no, but the honest answer could be work in progress. Like I know what I'm not bringing in is this type. I think you nailed that.
Yes.
And so I look at, like you look at the Vivint days of old, like where I used to hear this when I was a player at BYU. It was 2012 to 15 is when I played at BYU. And like, even I, who knew nothing about the sales world, I knew what a Vivint bro looked like.
Yeah.
Like the flat brim hat, like lifted truck. Like, so if I met someone that was like that, I'm like, oh, you should go sell with Vivint. Not that I ever said that, but like there's a literal type.
There's a brand, there's a type.
There's a literal type. And so if someone comes across like, wait, that's kind of me.
Okay.
You'll look into that. Yeah. And you mentioned the grit, like they have a type. You think about other great businesses. It's okay to have a type. Certain like BYU, they are forced by the church, but they have a type. Dang, that player is so freaking good, but they got a little bit of a criminal record or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, we can't have that because we have our own type. You know what I mean?
Yes.
BYU recruits certain types of receivers. Okay. So they have a literal type where it's like, hey, you're a dang good receiver, but we have a type. We can't just say, because you're good, come here. We have to keep to the type that has shown statistically that over the years, if we have this certain type of receiver, they typically produce X amount of stats. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%.
So I think it's okay to have a type.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
okay.
It is.
Because if no company had a type, then no one within any company would feel like they have their tribe.
Yes, exactly. And then they're just going to hop commoditization. Dude, there's so much of that in our industry. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And so I think it's less on the sales rep than the more I think about it. This is more on leadership of not creating these tribes for people to fit in.
Yeah. Have a tribe.
Yeah.
And be okay with saying, this is my tribe. For the first couple of years, people might be like, really? You're turning people away? You know what? I guess so. But they're going to start coming quick when you have a tribe.
Yeah.
Because it's going to you're going to be known for it.
It's the snowball effect.
You're going to be known for it. Yeah. This is where we go. This company does this type of stuff that's aligns with me.
Bro.
Because community, though, what it's doing is you're blending community with business, and it's sort of this Venn diagram overlay where right now we have less community than ever before, or a lot of isolation. And so people are like, wait a minute, I can go have my tribe at this company. where off the job or after hours or in the off season, in this case, they're like, wait, these are the same guys I like to hang out with. So you know what? I have my tribe and my business happening at the same time.
Dude, so let me run this by you. What we've got going so far, see what you think. If it's specific enough, how I can go more specific. So one of our marketing things, as you've seen, we post on tagging FlowHaus, is do hard things.
Love it.
Like we do have a type in that sense. Is like if somebody comes in and is like, oh, I don't know how I I don't know if I like knocking doors, weed out. It's like, it's okay. We love you. Nobody likes knocking doors. You're not special. You're not a unicorn, but because you think you are, you're probably not a fit. So, dude, FlowHaus for us, the plunge in the cold plunge is a weed out for our company.
Interesting.
If they come in, I test them. If they can't sit in that water for more than 3 minutes, you're not working.
No way, man. Mitch, no way. I didn't know that we were a filter for you.
I'm dead serious.
Wow.
Yeah. It's part of the filter. So you can now pass it over to it's a good filter process.
Wow, man. That's amazing.
Basically, if you're a little bitch, you can't work in my company.
Wow. I love how FlowHaus is like the thing you have to pass through, the birth of working at Sparta, man. That's funny, dude. That's amazing. I think that, by the way, having triggers like that where like we go do things as a team, it allows me to notice. It's like dating, right? You're like, man, I love this person, but when we went on a road trip, they acted totally different. You know what I mean? Or when we went on a vacation together, as you know, we've been dating for a month, I didn't like how they were on this because you wouldn't experience something new and it put them out of their elements. And then now all of a sudden you're seeing things about people for sure.
Yes. Yeah.
My question to you is, by the way, that's your, I think you called it de-recruiting or unrecruiting.
Repelling. Yeah.
Repelling. That's like a sort of a pass through that they have to get.
Yes.
My question is, does we do hard things? Does that allow you to stand out enough where it makes a literal type?
Not enough.
But is it still an amazing thing? I think
absolutely.
Having tests and prerequisites for sure.
I think, and then it's coming in with a question like, hey, what else is there? And if I could describe our culture and our people, and I always talk about the room I imagine people walking into, like, holy shit, these people are next level. And it's you walk in a room of a bunch of people that are very fit, very jacked, very successful, lots of money in the bank, good investments, very persuasive, very loving, very caring, very giving. But the ego is to the floor. And it's just, how can I serve? How can I help you get what you want?
Yeah.
We're happy because we find fulfillment from how we live our life, and everything we have is just excess. We're here to give. That's the energy, you know, where most rooms you walk into, it's like they try to flex. They got to flex, you know, whether it's the watch or the Rolls Royce or whatever the hell it is, dude, the house, the net worth, you know, people that have it, but don't need to flex, and they genuinely want to care and serve. And, you know, people who have overcome a lot of stuff. And so I know that encompasses a lot of things. But
that's starting to become a type, dude.
Yeah, it's
starting to become a type.
Yeah.
Where when you're recruiting, it's like, hey, we have our 5 who we are's. Who we are's is we've all gone through some shit. You know what I mean? And if we haven't gone through some unfortunate stuff, we put ourselves through hard times. We do hard things.
Bingo.
Number 2 is we serve. Like we have a track record every single month. We go do something together because we love giving. That's what we do. And number 3 is we're XYZ, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I think of who's the founder of New Sun? I'm blanking his name. Huh? I
don't know his name.
Why? Why am I blanking his name? And anyway, I used to go play basketball with him at Vivint, and him and I would get in fights every single time. Why am I blanking his name? I love him. I love him. He's awesome. But we get in fights playing basketball. And I was in college, so I'm like hyper, like alpha bro. Like no one messes with me. So we're fighting every time. And some of my teammates who were the like biggest fighters, go-getters, they actually ended up selling for him. And like Brandon Ogletree, man, that guy would like fight every single practice and was that type that fit working for that guy.
Interesting.
And so like, and you look at their culture now, it's very raw, very loud, very like we talk shit and back it up. But that's a literal type that people can fit into. When my teammates who ended up selling for this guy, that's who they were. Like they were the fighter type, the leader type, the talk your shit type, you know? Yeah. So when they left football and they didn't have that outlet anymore to talk shit and literally fight, well, how do I go and find a company that's not physically fighting, but it's like fighting to be number one and a little bit louder. We talk our shit, but we back it up. Yeah. Like there's the people, they probably don't even notice they're doing that, but they're going to just naturally sort of gravitate.
Yeah.
They'll go sell for 3-4 companies. Like, wait a minute, I seem to be drawn into this one.
I fit here.
And so it's okay to just be radically authentic and be you. And certain people are like, you know what? I think that guy's a total dickhead.
Yeah.
But that same guy that gets called that, 10 people are in his inbox being like, hey, man, I loved working for you.
I was just talking to some of our leaders. They're like, hey, you don't want to be too polarizing. I'm like, no, this is the key to building is you're going to, it's exactly this. You're going to attract and detract. You're going to repel. And
you can still be a great human though. If you're a bad human, listen to the people that are saying, hey, you need to change. If you're a freaking good human, it's okay to be just radically you.
Yes. Dude, think of any magnet. As far as I understand, I'm not a physicist, so this might be really stupid, but like it attracts on one side and then it repels the other. And the stronger the attraction, the greater it's going to repel.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, if you have less attraction, you're also going to repel less. And so people are not willing to fully lean into like, no, you're not a fit, and be willing to offend some. You know what I mean? Like perfect examples, Andy Elliott, right? Like like I'm not a fan of his style. I know most people aren't.
I'm not a fan at all. But that's okay.
But look,
I respect it.
I respect it.
Yeah, it's okay.
And I own the fact that he's a genius marketer and he's a genius filter, and he's filtering out 99% of people to attract his 1%.
Yeah.
And although I'm not saying this is
my business partner's in his 1%.
There you go.
Yeah.
Look at that.
And that's perfectly his thing.
And it's okay. And so I think it's as much as we can hate on it, we can look at, success does leave some clues. I'm not saying he's the pinnacle of success, but it does leave clues. And I think there is a middle ground of like, you can still be polarizing without like being crazy or dumb, or offending people too much. But I think you've got to be willing to own
radically stating who you are and who you're looking for is okay.
Yeah, exactly.
That's okay.
And so that goes back to what we were talking about, like, know exactly that. Know who you are.
Yeah.
Which you've got to do some inner work. You've got to do some healing. You've got to think through and spend some time with you.
100%. And it's okay just to say to yourself, like, I'm spending some time with me. I know who I am, but also like, here's the guys I like to hang out with. Let's just put work to the side for a second. If I look at my friend group, high performers, all of them started businesses. We like to talk shit. We like to go hard. Okay. That's literally like who I've gravitated towards all my life.
Yeah.
High school, that's my squad. College, that was my squad. You know what I mean? Like the alpha leader type, but like good freaking human beings.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's just where I've naturally gravitated towards. Let's now find that if I'm a leader in sales, how do I recreate who I want to work for? Because in 5 years from now, I want to create a type that I'm looking for that is exactly who I want to be around all the time. Because how can you get burnt out if you're around your people that you love and they're your type all the time?
Exactly.
What if you didn't create a culture and you said anyone can come, just be a baller, just be a stud. And you have this group of people that are like, that team is a bunch of goofballs. Yeah. This team over here, like they're a bunch of alpha bros. This team, they're not even getting along.
Yes.
They'll start bouncing.
Yep.
I have to be a different personality one than the other. And now I got this random compilation of teams just because I said yes to everyone.
Yep.
Where instead it's like, who do I want to be hanging out 5 years from now with?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm going to write that down. They have a certain look to them. Well, now when I'm in recruiting, you just tell people like, look, this is who we actually are.
Yeah.
We have only 10 sales reps right now, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Let's go out to dinner tonight. You tell me if you like the guys that we're with right now.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And so they have this literal tribe baked in, and it's okay to be exactly that, man.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Oh, it's not. It should be almost like you should go for that. And dude, I've come to this point where, it's cool, like because of social media and just things like that. Like when people walk in, they're either sold or not. It's like this natural filter. Podcasting does that too. It helps. Long form content, they either buy in more or like
it really gets to know who you are. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll run into people at SolarCon. They're like giving me hugs. I'm like, who are you, bro?
Yeah.
They feel like they're their best friend. And I love that.
Yeah.
And, but for me, when they come in, if they're unsure, I'm like, I don't need to sell you. Come and see. I think, by looking at the fruit of what the leaders created, you'll know. And so for me, it's like, okay, cool. I poured into these people. I trust them. Just go look. Look at the results. For me, it's personal results and professional.
Yeah.
And that should do the talking for me. I'm not going to say, how's Utah? It sucks, but go look at the team.
Yeah. Go look at our squad. Look how we're doing. Look, who you want to be around. Trust me. If you're the highest vibration, being around people that is your tribe, trust me, your vibration alone will turn this market hot.
Yeah, exactly, bro. It's so funny. I've got guys making 6 figures a month. They're like, how's Utah? I'm like, I don't know.
To them, it's great.
Tell me.
Yeah. Straight
Kids
up.
make 100K a month. You tell me how
Straight
Utah
up,
is,
man.
bro.
It's amazing, bro.
Utah sucks, but somehow we're doing it. So tell me where you want to go.
Yeah. Straight up, man. I love that.
Dude, so you were just hitting on something. We took a quick little break here. And you were talking about how you wish you knew what, 7 years ago?
Yeah.
To be lean into your authentic side.
Yeah.
And I could see it for you too, like knowing who you are, like, yeah, you could have, and you will. It's not like, oh, pity, what was us?
Like, yeah,
you're going to translate that into tens of millions, if not more, with what you're doing now, because you're connected with what's authentic to you.
Yeah,
like, tell me about that.
Well, going back to when I started Anthem, I had no one in my corner that I was able to sit down with and just say, and have this conversation we've had for the last 45 minutes. If I would have been able to sit right here and listen, I would have been like, oh, wait a minute. Like, yeah, what about if our first year, instead of having 20 random guys that didn't know each other, what if I just said, I'm going to start with five guys. And these 5 guys are this exact avatar.
Yes.
They have all played D1 sports.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I'm making this up.
Yeah.
But D1 sports, they all live in Utah County specifically, or whatever. So we can be around each other a lot. They all enjoy these activities. So when I recruit, like if people are passing me referrals, I'll just say, pass them to a different company.
Yes.
I have mine.
Yes.
People start to hear about that. And now I can be completely authentic, being around my people that the conversations are completely authentic.
Yes.
And I can be that captain again.
Yeah.
I would have rebranded to be a former athletes in sales brand, and had the podcast about former athlete sales, now sales brand.
Yes.
You could have done every medium, the podcast, the content, the sales training, the types of events we do that would just cater to that group of people. Maybe it's more of a fitness thing that we're doing, fitness on a cold thing, nutrition inserted into, like, it could have been all this flywheel effect of, we have our type of people, and here's the things that 99 times out of 100 this person likes. Okay, cool. Well, the word gets out though that that's our brand, and that goes from 5 maybe to only 15 the next year. But then that goes to 40. That goes because it's authentically me.
Exponential game though.
Exactly.
You're in a different vehicle.
Yeah. But that's radically authentic. And so when I can just be radically authentic, I don't have to recruit just randoms. I love them all, and they're great, and they're putting on revenue. But now forever, that 20 turns into, we had up to 120 reps at one point of people that were actually not even of any brand at all.
Yeah.
They just came to sell. Does that make sense?
Yeah, bro.
And so the stickiness wasn't there.
Yes. And dude, what you're hitting on, what we're both talking on here is, it's very simple, but it's extremely high level. Like if you were to talk to, venture capitalists, and like, what actually is, how do you build something big in this industry or any industry? That what we're talking about is some of the secret sauce that doesn't get talked about, that the guys at the top of the food chain in different companies that are absolutely dominating, they know this. They know exactly what we're talking about. And sorry to the rest of the industry. Sorry to you big dogs. We're spilling the beans.
Yeah.
I'm serious. We're spilling the beans, bro. I got insight from one of the top guys. I got insight from someone else. I'm not going to say who, of a top company. I'm not going to say who. This was the secret.
Yeah.
It's this. It's defining the avatar. But it's easier said than done, because like, okay, cool, I know my avatar. Like, then what? The reason we've had some success here at Sparta is because I did a lot of shit. I went through a lot of shit, and then I did a lot of deep work. And so it's easier said than done. Mm-hmm. And if you can find a story that resonates, this is my personal twist on it, a story from your life, okay, that resonates with what you're deeply passionate about, with what you're good at, and that makes money. All three. It's the hedgehog, right? So what you're very skilled at, what brings opportunity to make money, and what you're deeply passionate about. If you have all three of those, you're a force, to be reckoned with. But then if you can attach a story behind that of what you've been through, that is tied to this avatar, and I'm just talking to you, bro, I'm realizing I've got to get more clarity on this avatar. So I'm going to do some.
What does the group literally look like?
Yeah. I'm going to get, very in the weeds of like what they look like.
Huge, man. Yeah. Huge.
Yeah. So, I have it in my mind, but I need to put it on paper and pen.
It has to. And then the paper and pen goes to your brain, but then does it go to everyone's brain? When people describe who you are, it's like they can list out, dude, this is what our crew looks like.
Yeah.
Our community looks like this. This is what we all typically like to do. We've gone through hard things. We do hard things. And this is our hobbies that we do as a group. And you might even see some of the current guys you have like, yeah, it's not really my thing anymore. That's fine. Because if trying to be one unit causes some guys to bounce off, that's fine. Because the same guys that are bouncing off are like, wait, that actually is my tribe.
Yes.
And, you know what I'm saying?
And what I've realized with business from studying successful people in multiple industries, even outside of door to door, is for every, one person you detract when you're in alignment with your authentic self, you'll attract 10 times more. It might take time, but it will come. It will come. And I think people need to learn the game of being patient, of being patient. And for me, I learned to accident. I wasn't brilliant to figure this out myself, bro. I just went through so much shit. I was like, I literally don't care. I just want to help people get what they want because I suffered. I'm like, I want to create community because I need it. I selfishly need it. And then I broke through all these different principles that I discovered: authenticity, of vulnerability, of give over getting. And I'm like, and then I heard Tony Robbins talking about it. I'm like, oh, okay. So there's patterns here of success. Yeah. I was like, cool. I've seen it in my life and I've seen Tony talk about this. So I'm like, cool. But if you can attach your story to these principles of success, of authenticity, what makes you tick, you might be a gamer, whatever it is, lean into it. You might be, as long as it's something good. If it's something toxic, a vice, I'm sorry, it'll burn down. Don't believe me. I'm not going to give out company names or people, but it'll burn down. Yeah. And I've had that in my own personal life before. And so, I think if people can attach their story and bring that personal side of it, and then with, a bigger mission outside of them. Yeah. And then get very specific on what you're saying with Avatar. I think you've got a recipe for success. Now the question, Mitch, is I'm thinking for some of my people, my leaders, okay, cool. They fit into mine, right? How do you still create that, perpetuate that vision, of that self-development? How can they still be authentic to themselves to keep that growth going?
Wait, ask that again. So
let's say you have some team leaders and some guys that you see becoming regional VPs and high level people in your company, and they vibe and they connect with their vision. And the leader has this vision of this authentic group, this avatar. I guess, how do you perpetuate that to make sure because, let's say it fits your guys to a T. Yeah. I guess I'm answering my own question. You just need to keep finding those people and detracting others.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I think that someone doesn't become a regional manager somewhere unless they're already in the fold.
They're fully.
But I think what gets talked about enough gets improved upon.
Yeah.
And so if every meeting you're talking about your avatar, who you are to the core, who we do not recruit.
Yes.
Who we do recruit.
So good, bro.
Listing out, here's a picture of typically how our people dress. Here's a picture of typically what our people like to do for activities. Because this is literally who we are. Your people are going to get the hint, this is what we're going for. And then they're going to start to have the same principles that you're saying the top dog guys have. Well, you have it sitting here right now.
Yeah.
It's the same thing of, leaders create more leaders. I think you have so much. Look at the stack of books. You have so much knowledge in your brain. You can spout off any quote right now. You know exactly what you want for your company. But how many guys can sit right here on the same podcast and say, here's our exact type. Yeah. Here's who we do go for and we don't go
leadership.
For. That's
what I'm saying? You're really leading.
They're saying it themselves,
Yeah.
And man, that becomes so powerful because you can go so fast by yourself and recruit that 20 guys that have fit in your mold. But think of how much farther you can go with a team of the 60 right now that are dude, they're so confident too. Here's our group that we recruit. Yeah. Here's who we go for. Here's who we don't want. This is the only people we talk to. It might slow me down for a season, but it hits an exponential point. When people think Sparta, they think, oh, I know exactly which one of my friends would go work for them.
Yep.
You start getting referrals. You start having meetings that are so simple. Here's exactly who we are. Tell me, do you fit in this mold? Oh, you do? Yeah. Okay, perfect. Well, the other companies you're meeting with, here's their mold, here's their mold, here's their mold.
Yes.
Which one do you want to be your community? Now, I really vibe with you guys. Above the sales training, above the whatever, you'll vibe with the guys here in that authentic vibration. You're going to vibrate at such a high level. You know what I mean?
So good,
come to our event this weekend. You'll know because our people look just like you.
Yeah.
We all do the same thing. They come here. They're like, forget the sales training. I'm going to ball out here because I'm fully vibing.
Yes.
I'm fully authentic with the squad.
Bro, so people are chasing the pay. They're chasing the training. They're chasing the market.
Let the big solar companies win on that. Let them.
But bro, what we're talking about is chase the person, and it's the who. The pay is the what. The training's the how. The market's the where. All we're talking about here is the essence is who. Yeah. And I've learned this as well. Is it's any investor, high level person. They're like, let's hear the stat. Like, who's the guy running the ship? Who's the leadership team?
Yeah.
When this company sells, who's out? Who's going to replace them?
Yeah.
It's who. They're not. Yeah.
Straight up.
That's it. And once they sift through that, Warren Buffett doesn't buy, he buys people.
Yeah.
He understands, he investigates the leadership running the companies. Like, he's been in Coke for so many years. He knows the whole team.
Yeah.
You know,
do you think of, I talked to Kickstart, the VC firm, in Salt Lake, and Kat Kennedy, she's one of their GPs. She's a member at FlowHaus. And I had the chance to ask her and a bunch of other people, like, what is your avatar when a tech CEO comes into your room? Like, who are you looking for? And they were able to spout it off. Like, here are the qualities we've, by our research, said, like, these are, if someone can show us by story that they have grit and they've overcome a lot, if someone can show us that they're the type of person that we love to hang around with, that they get along with, and that allows us to have better banter. So we like that person. So they have,
she knew exactly. She's just boom, boom, boom.
They have their type too.
Yeah.
And you'll go to them too. And like, let's say FlowHaus is crushing it. I would go to her and she's like, oh yeah. Like, you personally fit, but you're not a tech company. So we're not going to take you.
Yeah.
Cause you actually, it might be good for the company, but you don't fit within our mold. And so like, they're repelling before they're attracting. Okay. I mean, wow. If you think of like Pelion, I'm friends with Blake Motorzitsky. Like, I've brought in business ideas to him first. He's like, that sounds amazing. I hope you find an investor that's going to kill it, but I don't touch that stuff because I only do tech at this exact stage with this exact type of CEO.
Yep.
And it's like, it's not wild to be a recruiter in this industry. It's not wild to be the founder and CEO of FlowHaus and have this avatar as well. Because I think all leaders, the head coaches at teams, the general managers of NFL teams, they have their type as well.
Yeah.
That they flat out don't mesh with.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That right there alone allows you to just make decisions so much easier when you know your exact person you're looking for and who you're not.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, man.
Everything is easier, bro. When I got around some of these, like a couple billionaires and very successful entrepreneurs, you've seen the same thing. What I mentioned earlier on the podcast, if they make decisions quick on principles, it guides a lot of their decision making. So it's easy. It's quick.
Mm-hmm.
And, dude, I remember studying Buffett early on in my early 20s, and somebody asked him a question, like, what's your number one piece of advice to the younger generation? He said, say no, learn to say no. Yeah. And I was like, what the hell does that mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, 20, now I know.
Yeah, straight up. Huh?
And what we're talking about is this art of repelling. It's like, we're turning down. We know what you're looking for. And I think in selling, we're so accustomed to get people to say yes.
Yeah.
But the secret to selling is getting people to say yes, but then recruiting is actually telling people no. Like knowing who is not a fit and then being okay with that.
Yeah.
That goes to selling too. I'm huge on, like, we have our little net metering application, and it's a thing that is designed transparently to help, like, create a good situation for a homeowner, tax credit, roof age, to make them safe, to make it a win-win, right? It's a good filter, but it allows us to also tell them who's not a fit, who's not a fit, who's not a fit.
Yeah.
And there's talk about psychology with this, bro, too. Like, when you tell people, and whether you're interviewing, whether you're selling, whatever you're doing, if you tell somebody that this doesn't work for us, this doesn't work for us, like, you don't qualify because of this, or, hey, you might not be targeting them, but you're just saying what is not going to work, what's not a fit. Mm-hmm. It through a form of what I think is reverse psychology, but it's not manipulative. They start selling themselves on why they could be a fit. So you tell them why they're not a fit. People organically.
No, here's why I am.
Here's why I am.
Yeah.
I say cons convince.
Interesting.
So
by the way, this whole thing goes back to a lot more aspects in life than just like recruiting and being a CEO. Like, it goes into dating.
It does. Yeah.
I know exactly who I am.
Yeah.
When I'm dating someone, I don't need to pretend like I'm into these things that she's into, or pretend that I'm this type of guy. It's like, no, this is exactly who I am.
Yeah.
And the radically authentic people that just don't give a damn. Yeah. Those people typically end up getting the girl. You know what I mean? Because, like,
exactly.
There's like, hey, this is exactly who I am. This is exactly who I'm looking for. It's principle-based living.
Yeah.
Where it's like, hey, I'm looking for someone who does these types of activities, typically who has this type of character, because I know from history that's who I gel with long-term. And that's who I'm looking for. And it's okay to tell a girl who's way better looking than you, way smarter, whatever, like, hey, look, it's just not a good fit. Even though you're the catch, it's not a good fit for whatever reason.
I'm good.
It's a chemical fit. You know, I have my principles that I live by. And so
it's so true.
This bleeds out into like your routine too. Like people always ask me like, Mitch, what's your daily routine? And I'm like, I want to tell you, but I also don't, because what if my routine you're going to take and do, but it does not serve you?
So dude, this is so
like,
good.
Like, hey, what's your routine? What are you doing? It's like, I could give you one nugget that's like, some people are the 5:30 in the morning, they do this, they journal, they read, they whatever.
Yeah.
Dude, that's not me.
Yeah.
That's just not me.
Yeah.
I've tried it, but it felt inauthentic. It felt weird. So I have my own thing that I do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've had things that I've tried, like the top 10 thing that really resonates with me because I'm a full believer in manifesting.
Yeah.
Doesn't resonate to some other people.
Oh, I love that, dude.
And so like it's principles-based living.
Yeah.
This will lead into you in recruiting. This will lead into who you're dating. This will lead into your routine. This will lead into what jobs you do and don't take. This will lead into who you're networking with. Like if you didn't have a principles-based networking filter, you're probably just going to end up networking with someone who's got the most money or has this cool, shiny business.
Yeah.
When in reality, it's like, what if I only networked with people who, they had this certain success level, but they also were my type. So they could teach me about how they're a great father. They could teach me about how they balance like their extreme sports and business. Like I have my filter for who I network with, and I used to not, but I do now. Like there's guys that I know have all the money in the world, but I'm like, I'm not asking that guy one question.
Yeah.
Because what if he gives me advice that's directly against my values?
Correct.
I have to pretend to take it.
Yes.
So I know I have my one of ones. That's why I put Jesse Isler as a partner at FlowHaus, and why Jeremy Andrus sits on my board at FlowHaus. Those are two guys that I would swap lives with today.
Yes.
And so the advice they give me, I can almost guarantee you is it's good for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's so important to find a mentor like that where you don't have to put up a filter.
Yeah.
Like when I was getting proximate to Cardone, I'm like, you're not my guy. And obviously, it might be very obvious for some people, but in a lot of ways I admired him. And as I got more proximate, I was like, no, he's not. And so I had to have a filter. But then when I did find mentors, I'm like, oh, dude, I don't have to have a filter. It's amazing.
Yeah. Because
it's just copy paste.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's so huge.
You're actually simplifying to grow faster.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It is. And dude, part of this, what we're talking about, the repelling the wrong and attracting the right, is part of the problem with, and people in door-to-door will know this, and any sales team, is there's a lot of babysitting. There can be. And when I started this company, that was the one thing I said, I ain't doing this shit, bro.
Yeah.
I ain't going to babysit. Don't fucking work. I don't care.
Do
what the hell you want, bro. I ain't babysitting your ass. I said, I'm going to create a culture where these guys self-manage, or you can get the F out of my company.
Yeah.
And, but it's because when you do attract the right type, right. And because you have these standards, these things that you're looking for, there can be babysitting still. I think there's other things of accountability and reporting and communication and just standards you set in a company to help. But, if you are creating this unique community, there's more respect and there's less babysitting. There's less of like, you have to, that micromanaged vibe. You're making your life easier so that when you do get to 50, like my 60 people versus someone else's 60, like someone might feel like they're chicken with their head cut off. For me,
drowning.
For me, I'm like, I'm good. I just went on a date with some guy. She's like, how do you do all you do? I'm like, what do you mean? It's really easy. I have amazing people and I'm so grateful, so blessed. To have that, you have to become a really good person that people are attracted to and set those standards. Your boundaries. Yeah. Yeah. And you're not someone that gets walked all over. And I mean, it even goes to answering your phone. It's like, trust me, if a sales rep's texting me, I'm going to probably respond to it. It trains their mind to say, when I have problems, I go to Mitch. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so I've cut that off completely. It's like, hey, there's like a 24 hours where I'm not even going to respond at all to see how you react. Do you go to the right person? You do go to the right person. It's just, I think with the word that has been this entire podcast, what I think is great, is just real boundaries around your brand, boundaries around your schedule, boundaries around who you network with, boundaries around who you say yes to. Yep. Then that way, everywhere I turn and look at my company, my family, my routine, it is 100% authentically me. Yeah. I love that so much, dude. This is so good. Guys, thanks for tuning in. Mitch, thank you for being here. Loved it. So much value. I got so many nuggets out of this, bro. I'm excited to see where you go. Yeah, man, bro. I'm jacked, seeing, that you are in your authentic self now. FlowHaus is insane. Dude, it's insane. Yeah, you're going to be bumping. Come rip a sesh, dude. Look, guys, Mitch is practicing what he's preaching. He has tapped into what makes him authentic. And I know with your track record, with your work ethic, with your discipline, with everything, it's not gonna be perfect. but it's success for you, brother, is imminent.
Yeah. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
Thank
Because
you.
I know you're attracting a high level. You're just mentioning that. And I love that for you. It gets
Hell
me
yeah.
jacked.
I feel the same way about you. You found full alignment, bro.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Thanks, man.
Good for you.
Thanks, Mitch. I appreciate it.
Yeah, bro.
Well, guys, thanks for tuning in. And Mitch, where can they follow you?
Mitch Mathews 10 on Instagram.
Okay.
Or FlowHaus.
FlowHaus.
Yeah.
Just in Pleasant Grove is the location right now?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And we're looking at Salt Lake right now and some other cities.
Okay. FlowHaus is spelled FlowHaus.
Yeah.
So
it's an insane vibe.
We love it, dude. It's next level.
You guys love it. I know.
Dude, next level.
It's a game changer.
Your team.
It's a game changer.
When we go in, they put on my Batman music, bro.
They already know. They already know. I love it, bro.
It's so awesome. We love you guys, man.
Same.
Thanks for coming on.
Of course, bro.